Good morning all, it's Lynn here from Destiny Fulfilled. I do hope that today finds you well. The card that I've drawn for the collective today is the Six of Cups in reverse. Now I know we had this card last week when it was upright, but when it comes to us in reverse, we just need to look at the situation from, slightly different angle, right? So when this card comes in reverse, it can indicate that you may be stuck in past memories, stuck in the past, living in the past, not really wanting to let go of the past. It can talk about having regret around decisions that you've made. It can talk about having guilt around decisions that you've made. It can also talk about having unrealistic expectations around situations in your life at this time. And it can also ask you to forgive yourself and others for events that have taken place. So this card calls for us to review our past and and where there is regret or guilt, to have a look at the situation and see if it's time to let that go, right? To free yourself from that burden of guilt and regret. So one of the things that I firmly believe in, and it isn't always easy, I'm not saying that it is, it can be damn hard at times, but one of the things that I do firmly believe in is that we cannot go back and change what has already happened, right? We can't. We can try and make amends. We can try and do something differently in the present to ease what has happened in the past, but we cannot go back and change what has occurred in the past. It's impossible. It's in the past. It's done. So therefore, for you to live in the reality that you live in this time, in this place, you need to come to peace with the decisions that you've made. Right or wrong, good or bad. We've all made them, right? We've all had decisions or done things in the past where we've really regretted our actions, and all I can do, or all you can do in the present, is to make amends if you can. Do what it is you need to do, right? I think that's one of the 12 steps for Alcoholics Anonymous is, to make amends, right? And it's true. All you can do is attempt to make amends. Now, that could be writing a letter to somebody. Now, you don't have to post it if you don't feel comfortable, but the act of writing the letter, explaining why you did what you did and why you're sorry for what you did and all of that will help you release that energy. If it is possible and you feel comfortable, then you can post that letter to that person, or you can go see that person if that is also possible as well, right? Sometimes it's not possible and sometimes it's not appropriate, right, for you to make contact with that person again. So, judge the situation for yourself as to where you might be in that relationship and how open that person might be for you coming back in to make amends, right? But even if you can't physically be with, talk to, or explain to that person, write it down, explain it, and let it go. Get it out of your system. The next question that you might want to ask is, how can you look at this particular situation in a more loving light? How can you be more gentle on yourself and your experience and look at it more from a point of love, right? Based in love and compassion for yourself. One thing I believe is that, yes, we make bad decisions. Yes, we do the wrong things at times. And if you're feeling guilt or regret about it, then you're a human being with a consciousness, right? With a conscious, with the ability to see that you've done something wrong, right? There will always be those people who don't actually see that they've done wrong to someone else or by someone else. They just don't. They don't have that capability within them to look at themselves and see where they have done wrong. But if you know you feel regret and you feel sadness or guilt around something, then you know that you are a human being that is able to, fully understand the situation and how you've played out in it, right? If you do feel that, then this is a really good exercise, is to just write it down and explain to yourself what you were thinking, why you did what you did at the time, right? Not to justify it and make it right, but to get clarity on the situation as to why you acted in the way you did. And then be gentle and compassionate and forgiving with yourself and let it go. And I think, that's delving pretty deep, right? This can be, quite a confrontational type energy that we're in when we start to dig into the past, when we start to dig into things that we've done that haven't been in our best, when we haven't been in our best integrity, right? It's our non-stellar moments is what I like to think about them, right? Where we've acted in a way that we know now, or even at the time, was not in alignment with who we are, right? Or that we now recognize, and we've grown and we've learned and we've changed, that we now recognize that what we did in the past was not in alignment with who we are today, right? And all we can do is give ourselves forgiveness. We can also ask the other person if that's possible for their forgiveness too, but remember, they don't have to give it. It's not something that we can force somebody else to do, right? It's more about acting compassionately and forgivingly with yourself, not necessarily asking the other person to give that to us, right? Because they may not yet be in a place where they're able to do that. And we can't, and as I said yesterday in the card that we can't change somebody else, right? We can't make somebody else do something that they're not willing to do. We can only work on ourselves, and we can only work on our reactions, our needs, our wants, and not somebody else's, right? So I wish you well as you dig into some potentially difficult situations that you might have experienced in the past. I do hope that you're being compassionate with yourself, and I do hope that you're being loving with yourself and kind to yourself as you work through to a place where you can forgive yourself for what it is that you did, or the part that you played in the situation that took place. Anyway, I wish you healing, I wish you love and light, and I shall see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.